Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Moby. I'm Dr. Moby, and today we have honored a great guest. Let's welcome Sam Mitchell. How are you?
Hey, Mr. Moby, it's great to be here, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming to our show. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Sam.
Okay. So, hello, well, I am Sam Mitchell. I do run the podcast called Autism Rocks and Rolls. It is about autism and how we cope with daily struggles you may or may not understand. Some of my hobbies are creative writing and enjoying the great outdoors, but probably the biggest thing I get to do is help, and that makes me very happy.
Very nice, very nice. So, what a start! I love the energy. So, also tell me a little bit about how did you start doing this?
Sure. After I joined my high school's media club, I decided to and I didn't run it, but I helped with our school's podcast, Thundercast. But I knew going on, I realized I wouldn't be able to do podcasting in the and the Thundercast forever. So that's when when I realized, excuse me, that I had to find a way to continue my media skills. And the only way I knew to continue my media skills was to start my own podcast.
Okay, very nice, very nice. So, tell me, when did you start?
Probably in October 2019.
Okay, 2019. And I'm sure you have done a lot of episodes since then, right?
Over 50.
Wow. Very good, very good. Also, tell me a little bit about do you just have guests or do you talk mostly or?
Um, well, I do a little bit. I call it the 8. I do like autistic behaviors that I show, like anxiety. I
Mhm.
have no filter. I'm a very straightforward person. Like, if you're acting like an idiot, I am basically, if you're acting like an idiot, I have no fear of telling you that.
Oh,
I,
wow. Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Okay, very nice. So tell me a little bit about, where do you see right now? First of all, I'll ask you about media and podcasting. Where do you see we are going in terms of media podcasting? Is that gonna be universal, more appealing to everybody?
Yeah, I think so. I think personally, podcast is going bigger than the radio. I think the radio is going to go down a little bit.
Hmm. And then there are a lot of people, so they can pretty much tune into any podcast anybody likes, right? So if they
Yep.
like a certain, want to hear, let's say about, you're talking about anxiety, autism, or anything, they can just tune into that, right? They don't have to search out of 200s, right?
Yep.
Mm. And also, what about, tell me a little bit about, do you have guests too, or do you have, you basically call in?
Yes, I do have guests. I've had Miss Temple Grandin. She is probably the biggest autistic advocate alive. She has changed the agricultural world in so many ways. And I've also had James Durbin, and he's the fourth runner-up of the 2011 American Idol season. He has
Mhm.
autism, but also Tourette's. I
Oh,
also,
oh.
I've also had many other guests, blind contestants, deaf contestants. I mean, deaf people, blind people. Have had my Taekwondo instructors because fun fact for you, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo.
Mhm.
But also I do some E's as well. I like to entertain, have some fun. Like I'll compare something to autism. Like I've compared pinball to autism, music to autism, and airplanes to autism as well. And
Mhm.
Scooby Doo for the fun one.
Okay. So also tell me a little bit about your interest. How did you develop interest about knowing more about autism and doing more?
Well, after I did the podcast, I knew I had autism since I was 4. But I really wanted to get into it after I wanted to make a media production company. So after I got sponsors and developed this mission, which is to take the stigma off of autism and other conditions to show that there's no pity, there's no need to be sorry for anything, I decided to study disabilities more often, and it is an interesting world, let me tell you.
Okay. So would you like to share some of the experience, like highlights of that
Uh,
experience?
sure. Well, I've done it as I've said. I know I've done a TED talk called Soul Structure,
Okay.
and I know you did one, it's pretty cool.
Mm.
So that's one as well.
Mhm.
I and then I've I'm in the top 200 podcasts of Canada as well,
Wow. Very good. Very good.
and I also have been in the top 10 for the People's Choice Podcast Awards. I don't remember what number,
Mhm.
but I'm also in the JAG program. Like it's like a job class, but it's a big affiliation. But
Mhm.
anyway, I won second place for the state.
Wow. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. So tell me a little bit about what keeps you going. What motivates you?
Because I want to do stuff. It's basically that. I don't want to sit down on the couch and do nothing. I find that life boring
Mhm.
and not fun for me. I mean, I'll admit it, it's a nice luxury sometimes, but not all the time. I want to go do stuff. That's just who I am. I'm an adventurous type person. I want to go skydiving, bungee jumping, zip lining, all these fun adventures.
Mhm. Okay. So when you do them, it really brings you to closer to something, or it feel more relaxed that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So because if some people, if they do bungee jumping, they get the adrenaline high, and then they feel that, oh, okay, yeah, yes, this is what they were looking for, and then they keep doing again and again, right?
Yep.
So that's the feeling you get normally.
Yeah, I would say that. That's exactly it, sir.
Yeah, okay, great, very nice. So tell me also about beside podcasting, what else you do normally?
Well, I'm a big I don't just do I'm in college.
Mhm.
I started that. I'm going to my like a Bloomington College in Indiana. It's kind of not far from where I live. But I'm
Mhm.
going there for media or entrepreneurship. And then and then after that I'm gonna transfer to Vincennes for either media or entrepreneurship.
Very nice. And tell me a little bit also, you mentioned a little bit that you studied or learned about disabilities. You found there's a lot of learning and a lot of things beside autism. Right?
Yeah, it is very interesting.
Mhm.
Everyone's different in their own way, but I know we all have certain challenges, but oh
Mhm.
my goodness, you can overcome it. I mean, there's so much success stories. This society has this banner on you where you're like, oh, you can't do anything because you're disabled. Boo on you. Go sit on the couch. That's not the case. We can do stuff. We might
Mhm.
need some help along the end of the day. Yeah, but we can do it.
Well, everybody needs help time. Nobody's perfect. So I mean, I take it it's not really in any way in any way different from anyone, because nobody is complete, and everybody needs time to time some help. And the question is, how focused or how passionate you are for your purpose. And for me, you look like you love doing podcasting, and especially on autism, and you're doing such a wonderful job. You
Thank
know.
you. I can see you're a big fan. I'm sorry, Jeff. I can see there's a rock and roll guitar back behind you. Are you a big fan of rock music, buddy?
Yeah, but I love, I used to have so much CDs, way old. I
That's
mean,
me too. Who's your favorite band?
I started with Scorpions.
Oh, okay. I have one of their songs. "Rock You Like a Hurricane." I downloaded one of
Yeah,
those songs.
Rock You Like Hurricane. And then we had Brian Adams was also my favorite. Then, but I started with Scorpions, and, Brian Adams, both were my favorites. And then Van Halen, and then Megadeth, the Metallica. So I love all of them. But I had four at that time back. I had 400 CDs. I mean, now CDs are nothing, but
Yeah,
at that time having a CD was a big thing.
yeah.
So
I'm,
so
I'm su- I'm surprised it's not. I'm surprised Kiss wasn't up there.
what Kiss had, yeah, no, I had, I used to like just like few song of each. So it's not that there were few artists like Scorpions, you could play all their tracks.
Ah,
But
well,
there are few where I had Iron Maiden, I had few songs. Uh, but most of those singers, I used to like few of their songs.
I
But
can understand.
some are very good. I'm
Yeah,
sure
some are
you.
very good. Like Rock and Roll All Night, bro. That's a killer for me. I'm sorry, but that is a killer. Because and I mean this in a compliment. You look like Paul Stanley. I'm not even kidding when I say that.
Oh, you. Thanks.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
Okay, so yeah, I went to just one of the concerts. We had Anthrax. Are you familiar with Anthrax?
Yeah, I think I downloaded one of their songs, Madhouse.
My- And Journey was my favorite too.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
one of my mother's favorites. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, but my mother's like that's on the top of her charts.
okay, and we had great fun with Journey. But I realized, I don't know, for 80s, 90s, and maybe 2000, that kind of music I listened a lot. Pink Floyd. I mean, it's not that I only like rock. We had Pink Floyd too, and are you familiar with Pink Floyd?
Yeah, I'm sorry, he's not my cup of tea. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
yes. But you like rock, hard rock, soft
Yes,
rock?
like Nirvana, Elvis. I'm a big fan. I'm a big Elvis person.
Okay.
Big Elvis.
But yeah,
My
listen.
AC/DC, Nickelback, all those bands. I mean, it's a killer, bro.
And of course, one of the biggest, the one of the biggest, my favorite of all times is Metallica. So you like Metallica?
Oh yeah. I know some of their songs. I know Enter Sandman, Sad but True. That's probably one of my favorites.
Mhm.
And then Stone Cold Crazy. Those are my top three Metallica.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those were, mine too. And, but also I think there were over time now rock and roll and all. I don't like the new rap. I mean, I do listen to some of the rap. Do you like the rap ones?
You mean like the rock rap or just like rap
Yeah,
songs?
yeah, yeah.
Um, Depends on what it is. If it's Limp Biscuit, sure, I'll take it. But if it's something like probably now, no.
No, no. Okay. Also, yeah, there's a lot of association with music, with great creativity and media, of course, as you know. So, and also people sometimes feel more relaxed with playing music, as well as it helps to keep their focus on certain things, especially. Have you seen that from your experience?
I can't say playing music because with me, I get stressed. I play the clarinet. This is the funny part. I got so bad at it. Well, I didn't get bad. I just hated it so much that finally I tried to get convince my mother to get me out of here. I hate this. She was like, I'll try it for a year. All that. But what I finally did was because I fake played. Like I was just blowing through the instrument. And then I finally was like, okay. But it took a while because I didn't fake play on purpose to get out, but I just stood there like, what to do? What do we do? That. But I do love listening to music. That I will agree with. If it's listening to music, then your statement is true, my friend.
Mm. But playing, you see, do have. Yeah, I'm more into also listening, but I do write now two songs. I mean, I had my two songs. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to. One was to honor, COVID, all the healthcare providers, unsung heroes. So also talking about COVID. So tell me, what is your take on how do you feel about COVID?
That's your honest answer. It's a fart noise, honestly, because it
Yeah,
stinks.
that's the honest things. Okay. So tell me how you life has changed for you.
Well, not life hasn't changed for me with it. I mean, the mask and social distancing. I didn't do the best with it. Where I'm from, we're doing it. We're doing a lot better, but we're doing okay. I think with this. Indiana's doing okay with the pandemic.
Okay. Okay. And so it's not that you're missing a lot of because were you going out a lot or?
Oh yeah, I go out with family. Like we still can eat at dinners, restaurants. We're ready to travel here next week.
Mhm. Okay. But yeah, a lot of lockdowns and that affected a lot of businesses. So I'm sure you have seen a lot of people lost their jobs around. How's it economy there?
Yeah, that was the sad part.
Yeah, that's the sad part. There of course there are deaths from COVID, and that is sad by itself. But also the financial toll is big. And a lot of
Yeah,
business, especially the restaurants. Even media, you've seen a lot of media, movies were not being made, not in person shooting or work wasn't there, right?
Yeah, that's kind of sucked. One movie that was kind of be postponed too many times to count was the Black Widow. I'm a big Marvel geek guy too, so um, I was kind of disappointed when that had to keep being postponed and postponed and postponed.
Okay. And so tell me a little bit about how do you relax beside listening to music? Anything else you do in particular?
I don't relax. I have to keep going, or if I do, I overanalyze stuff, and then I correctly think, and I think of really dumb problems, and I have to solve them. So I have to keep that mind rolling and occupying. Otherwise, if I stop, I will go basically into a like oh, I'm not doing anything, that ordeal.
I got you. I got you. So I think that is very good. I also feel same. If I'm not doing much, then it's very boring. So I tend to have a lot of activities like you have. Media. I mean, of course, I am physician by profession, but we have a lot of work keep doing, and that is always better way of dealing with things. So also, what are the future plans for you in for media?
Well, I always tell this, and I ask me in 5 years, and we'll talk again because my friend, I have no clue. I just way I'm taking this podcast is day by day. I mean, I don't know what tomorrow holds for it. I don't know what the next hour holds for it, but I'm just taking it day by day. And maybe this will be a job. This maybe go back to a hobby. It may shrink into a little bit of a smaller business. It may grow to a bigger business. I don't know.
Hmm.
Just take it day by
But
day,
you're
brother.
having, but you're having fun. That's important.
Oh yeah, I'm having a blast with the media. I'm having a blast being on here, and I'm having a blast just enjoying helping out because that's was my main goal, and that's what I decided to do. And boy, oh boy, I think it was the best decision of my life.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm sure media is also enjoying your unscripted real version because people love that. When we have some podcast or something which is all scripted and all that, I don't like that. I like unscripted, raw,
Well,
real,
it's
real.
partial. I'll be honest with you, it's partially scripted. It's like it's like little notes. Where I'm like, okay, this is Myra the Highway. It's this, and then sometimes like with a statement, and then I'll elaborate on it. That's the unscripted part.
Okay. But you won't know that what other is going to say and you're going to say. So that part, of course, nobody knows, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. And now that part, that's what I do is I know what is my topic today. Like I knew what your interests are a little bit, but we did not have formulated questions for you that we're gonna have this question and this answer and that question. I don't like that because you rather just tell me what you're thinking and what you really think of going forward and what you hold, and that those are very honest, straightforward answers here. So, anything advice you have for people who are shy away from media or the one who are continuing?
Okay. If you want from shy away, I would say go for it. I mean, if you got an idea with this podcast, you're going to open many doors that you even didn't know. I didn't know I was going to open these many doors. I opened a lot of doors with these speed networkings and all this and that, this and that. I would probably, that's my advice right there for you.
Hmm. So if you're kind of having second thought, don't listen to that. Just do it.
Yeah,
Oh.
do it.
And what about people who are already into it?
Um, Make it your own. And I would say do with it what you want because I chose to make it a business. Some do it for a side. Some choose to get sponsors. Some choose to go full on with this. So I would say be you with the podcast, but also do it.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, well, that is a great, straightforward answer here. And also, any final thoughts or final words would you have for my audience?
Well, here's something for you. I personally think if the world could be nice and not be stupid, I think personally the world would get along better.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
And then the other thing is, of course, if we all help each other, which we are doing, and we are getting more and more. But the only best way is to come out and say that you want to help or help each other. Thank you for coming to our show. It's been wonderful, and knowing you, also learning from it. Thank you, Sam. Take
Of course,
care.
Mr. Mobley. Thank you.
Bye bye.